The decision to head to Brazil right after Christmas felt like the perfect way to break free from the heavy fog that had settled over life during the pandemic. With COVID-19 still looming large, everything had become so routine and monotonous that the idea of a change of scenery was almost intoxicating. So when we stumbled upon an incredibly cheap flight from Seattle to Sao Paulo, Brazil, we jumped at the chance. The itinerary wasn't exactly straightforward. It included stops in Los Angeles and Lima, Peru. But the prospect of an adventure, of feeling the sun's warmth in a different part of the world, made it all worth it. The journey began with the usual pre-flight chaos, but with the added layer of COVID-19 precautions. Remembering to pack masks and hand sanitizers and the obligatory negative COVID test result felt like a military operation. The airport experience had changed too. Fewer people, more barriers, and a palpable tension in the air. Yet amidst all this, there was a sense of relief. When we boarded the plane, we were met with a sight that had become familiar. Everyone in mask, some even in full protective gear, including us. It was a strange new world, but one we were ready to navigate. The flight to Los Angeles was uneventful. It was just the usual in-flight service, with the added reminder to always keep our masks on. The layover in LAX was brief, with just enough time to stretch our legs before boarding the next leg to Lima. Lima was longer, and the travel fatigue was setting in by then. But it was an opportunity to soak in the atmosphere, even if it was just from the airport lounge with this pisco sour that was so good. Finally, we touched down in Sao Paulo, and the sense of accomplishment was overwhelming. We'd made it. The warmth of the Brazilian air hit us the moment we stepped outside, a welcome contrast to the winter chill we'd left behind in Seattle. We hadn't expected the surprise waiting for us in Sao Paulo, meeting up with friends from the US and some local friends who were also in town. It was an unplanned reunion that added a layer of joy to the trip. Seeing familiar faces in a foreign city was a treat, especially after so much time apart due to the pandemic. Sao Paulo is a city that buzzes with energy, and even with COVID restrictions still in place, we managed to find pockets of normalcy, whether it was enjoying a meal together at a local restaurant or simply wandering through the vibrant streets, soaking in the culture. Traveling during a pandemic wasn't without its challenges. Still, this trip to Brazil reminded us of the importance of connection, stepping out of our comfort zones, and finding joy in the unexpected. As we settled into the rhythm of Sao Paulo, we knew that this trip was exactly what we needed to keep our spirits up and remind ourselves that even amid uncertainty, there's always room for a bit of adventure.